my third video edition of University of Digital Marketing. My name is Saurabh Banerjee, and today we are with one of my friends, which is Sayan Roy. He's working with Pinn Digital Media, and which is based in Bangalore location. So he's into e-commerce business, and rest of the things we are going to hear from Sayan Roy itself. Hi, Sayan. Welcome to the University of Digital
Hi,
Marketing.
hi, Saurav. Thank you for having me. And just a quick thing. I am not from e-commerce. I am from marketing. But
Okay,
yes,
great.
e-commerce is one of our clientele that we have. Right. Yeah.
Okay, nice, great. So, Sayan, please tell me about yourself, that what you do actually in Pin, and what are the roles and responsibilities you have.
Right. So it's a very good journey that Ninepin and I have. I think Ninepin Digital Media primarily is a company which is a sister concern of a bigger media group that's called the ClickSquid Group. I work here currently as the head of business. I look into the entire marketing of the company, the operations, into the business development, and also the overall operations management. So that's
Okay,
that's that's about me and the company. I think we are. If I talk about the company, it's primarily we manage a lot of international clients. I think more than 1,000 clients have been catered so far when I'm speaking to you right now. So that's a brief about the company.
okay. So, are you on e-commerce marketing, or in which of the field you are?
Oh yes, of course. So
You look
ideally,
after the e-commerce.
yeah, we are like a couple of we have a huge pool of clientele,
Mm-hmm.
and this clientele is global. So we have clients from Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Europe, India, and
Right?
like I mentioned that we have catered to 1,000 plus clients by now. So there has been a lot of e-commerce clients as well.
Okay, Sharon, I have some of the surveys done actually on the e-commerce marketing. So I'll be asking you
Right.
certain questions related to that. Okay. So the first question goes like, do you think in this present era, there's a lot of e-commerce website and the competition is arising?
Yes, of course there is. And I think that's a good thing to have because
Okay.
I think the e-commerce industry is a big booming industry itself, right?
Mhm.
And any industry where you have a future, you have billions of dollars invested, I think a lot of competition is always good because that at the end of the day brings a lot of good customer experience. Because if everyone is trying to sell the same kind of a product or maybe are into the same kind of a industry, so we will always start thinking, what better can I do for my client or my
Correct.
customer, right? So I
Correct.
think competition is good. The market is huge. E-commerce, I think, is one of the booming markets in India right now. And
Mhm.
I think that's a very good thing to have in India. I think it's good for the economy, it's good for the ancillary industries, and of course for the main industry.
Okay. So how can a newbie can start an e-commerce industry? And most importantly, that newbie needs to result everything into a sales business, right? So how can a
Right.
newbie can start? Because right now we can see that most of the people are, most of the students actually wants to have their own setup. So how do you think a newbie can set up on the e-commerce business?
Well, to be candid on this, see, I think the era that we are right now in, it's all about entrepreneurship, right? We are
Mhm.
day in, day out seeing that people much younger to me or maybe to you are starting their own business, and that's a great thing to have in any economy or any country. Now, to understand that how can a new person start a e-commerce industry or e-commerce business, I think one major factor that we have to understand that for any business, not for e-commerce specifically, for any business to start off, the first thing is the research about that market. Okay.
Correct.
So I think that is the first stage that everyone has to understand that if I want to go and run e-commerce company tomorrow, what is the kind of market that I want to target? Where
Absolutely
is
correct.
my target audience? What kind of products should I take a start with, right? So the research plays a very significant role. And I think one of the another aspect, because I am not directly from the e-commerce industry, but I do cater marketing service to e-commerce industry, and I do have industry colleagues. What I think one thing I have learned from them is, I think one of the major important factor for e-commerce industry is also the logistics part of it,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I think research, selection of product, and quick and efficient delivery. These are the three things I think any new person needs to look at at the beginning when they think of starting an e-commerce business.
Right. The manpower planning needs to be perfect actually while
Absolutely.
delivering the things. So you get the product like Amazon does it. You get the product in
Yes.
next 24 hours. If you do such kind of services, your level of deliverables will be great, right? In terms of that industry.
Absolutely. And that is definitely correct. And if I give you another example, see, I think Flipkart is a very big example in Indian market. I would like to take Flipkart as a more bigger example because I think that's the
It's an
company.
Indian market.
Yes,
Yes.
Indian company. Yes, I do know that there is a lot of investments from foreign and all of that is there.
Yes.
But you have to understand, how did Flipkart start? They didn't start with a huge amount of products that they're selling right now. Correct?
Mhm,
They
mhm.
started with limited products. In fact, I think they started with one or two products, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And they mainly focused on the logistics aspect a lot. They invested a
Mhm,
lot of money there. They created
mhm,
their own logistics service, right?
mhm, mhm.
So these kind of things you have to understand. See, a lot of times research doesn't mean you have to look on the internet. You have to also learn from others. You have to learn from the
Correct.
competitors as well. What good they are doing, you have to adapt it. What bad they are doing, you have to let it go. So
So
that's how you can build a good company.
yes, I have seen that Amazon's logistics is now AI completely driven. So you
Yeah,
place the order, you get that particular product uh, taken by the robot, you get that particular delivered to that particular channel, and it gets loaded on the trucks, right? So
right.
the platform that the Amazon is using, I'm not sure is Flipkart is using of that or not. And most importantly, the newbies are they going to have such kind of investment in doing that deliverable part because the investment is huge, like you said. Yes, and the time is also very important. Right?
Correct.
If I'm placing a money plant order also, so I cannot wait for around 5 days or now. So I need to have a
Absolutely.
delivery in next 3 days because the plant will get dead by that time,
Exactly. Exactly. That's my
right?
point.
So that is one of the good answer on to that. So what do you think is the effective methods you suggest while running an e-commerce marketing?
Well, I think out of my experience, if I talk about sort of for e-commerce marketing, what is e-commerce marketing? You have to understand that first. Okay. So if I talk in a very simple language, not using any jargons of marketing, e-commerce marketing is all about creating awareness about your business, the products that you are offering to sell, and the qualities of those products, the USPs of those products, and your company, right? So I think, how do you do that? Let's keep it very simple. I think the main way to do that today is using social media,
Mhm.
using search engine marketing, and of course product SEO, right? So I think these are the three main aspects. If people start exploring and they start investing into these three aspects of marketing for their e-commerce business, I think any business over a period of consistent effort can do really good.
So what I believe onto e-commerce marketing as well is that your money power should be great because when we do
Yeah,
the yes, when we do the marketing, you need to have the affiliate marketing in place. You need to have the influencer marketing in place as well, so that the product
yeah.
can grow to a maximum level. So you can invest on Google Ads shopping, that is your merchant center ads, Facebook ads as a catalog sales ad,
Hmm.
LinkedIn and all these all things are there. But apart from that, the influencer marketing is there, which is
Yes, of course.
again, yeah. And one more thing that I see that people do uses the television as well in the traditional way of marketing, plus newspaper ad as well. So they are going to
Yeah.
connect. They actually connect. What I've seen also that in front of my house there's a door over there. The advertisement was placed, and suddenly I
Hmm.
see an ad on my mobile as well. So the
Right.
targeting
Right.
was such that, oh my God, I've seen that ad right now in front of my house onto someone's door, and now I'm seeing that ad. So that way of targeting is very important. You have to cater your audience in such a way that the reminder medium should be there. The person is going to buy or not. That's not at all for. That's not actually for right now's process. It's going to be a long-term process. Flipkart
Yeah,
never
of course.
earned in a day one. Flipkart never
Yeah.
earned in a day one. Amazon never earned in a day one. It took them a time to get those results. So simultaneously,
Correct.
these all things and are there on e-commerce business as well. So
Yeah.
e-commerce is yeah. Please.
Yeah. So again, like you rightly mentioned, what is important here is what you are talking about, the part of e-commerce marketing. I would say that that's the advanced space of marketing. Okay,
Correct.
because getting into influencer marketing, right, like you mentioned, requires a lot of investment also on the marketing.
Yes,
But
yes.
that doesn't mean that e-commerce is not for small players or
Correct.
mid-scale players. E-commerce is definitely for mid-scale players also. And I think why I can say that with a lot of conviction is because I do have a lot of clients who are into
Mhm.
mid-scale businesses and they sell very specific products, but they are into the market, they are earning good profits with a very stable investment on their market. So it
Right.
depends on, like I mentioned in the beginning, that your research and your target audience is extremely important. If your target audience, when you are selling a huge amount or number of products, not amount,
Right.
huge number of products,
Right.
then the marketing has to be very different. It cannot be the basic, right?
Right.
But yes, it is not like e-commerce is only for the big players and it is not for the mid-scale players, right?
Mhm. But what saying that, Sayan, the boat's owner, he said in the show itself that I'm the big player in the Flipkart and I'm the big player in Amazon. So you cannot take my space over there. It's there in that
Yeah,
show itself. So saying that these players does have their space allocated, they have a huge investment in Amazon and the Flipkart. So no third person or no fourth person can step over there and then can have their ads running onto these platforms. So they run the ads within Amazon, they run the ads within Flipkart, so that maximum
yeah,
people can buy the products, right?
correct.
So yeah. So Shayan, I would like to know about the 9 pin as well. Does your company provides the internship and training to fresher level of students?
Yes, I think that is something very important for any organization. So we also do that because I think internship or hiring freshers is important because the company, all any business requires new talent and fresh ideas. So
Correct.
I think LinkedIn as an organization and our parent concern, we the whole group feels that young talent is very important, and we do promote that, and because of which we do hire a lot of interns and freshers.
Okay. So guys, you can follow the 9 pin digital media company on LinkedIn. So over there, you can get a lot of job vacancies updates as well. So what are the job vacancies one can apply to your 9 pin? You said like SEO is there, Google Ads, Facebook Ads.
Yeah.
What are the other platform? I mean, the job vacancies people can apply for.
So right now, sort of, we are hiring for a couple of couple of positions.
Mhm.
Like into SEO team, we are hiring into the performance marketing team, like Google Ads and social ads. We are hiring. We are
Great.
also looking forward to build a bigger designer team. Like right now, we have a team, but we want to grow it, and we are
Right.
looking for a few more good designers. Also, we are looking into the UI UX aspect because I believe you understand how important it has become in today's world.
Mhm.
So these are there. So around 7 to 10 positions are open right now.
Oh,
So we are looking forward to hire for that.
okay, so I'll instruct all my students, whosoever is watching this video, like if you are located in Bangalore and if you are looking for a job, just give it a try on the 9 pin digital media's company. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
yes, yes,
absolutely.
and just go through the interview process. By luck chance, if you get selected, you can thank me later on. Okay. Next question I'll ask you from Chan that how do you acquire clients? I'm sure it's a buried question, but I just need to have an overview about it. How do you acquire clients?
Yeah, so I think I can talk about it. There's no problem. I think it's no a hidden secret because, see, one of the major factor which we as a company follow, that the best way to get clients is to do the best marketing for your existing clients.
Absolutely correct.
Okay. So the clients that I have today in my hand and people who believe me with their money, we have to provide them the best service. If you provide me with 100 rupees, I need to give you something of 200, right?
Correct.
That's how it
Correct.
works. And that is what is the main way we get our businesses, that is through referrals. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is not the 100% of our business. We do also strongly believe in doing networking because I think connecting with the right audience is also very important. So
Correct.
we do go for different events and then business events mostly, and of
Right.
course networking. But yes, again, like I said, that referrals are the main aspect of our business, and of course networking is there.
Okay. So thank you for that wonderful answer, Shan. Would like to know more of those things that if let's say for example a fresher is starting an e-commerce business, okay, or an
Mhm.
e-commerce agency. Let's say for example if he's having a good amount of money in his wallet, and he wants to start an e-commerce agency. So what do you think the niche should be in the e-commerce as well? The fresher can start with, as it's the
Okay.
competition market is growing, right?
So are you asking me about e-commerce agency when you say, are you talking about a digital agency focused on e-commerce?
Yes, yes, because
Right.
most of the students are focused on digital products, right?
Okay. Okay. So, firstly, see, it's very, it has to be done in a very plain and simple format. There has to be no big shots played at the beginning. So, what you have to first understand that what kind of a product that you want to offer to the market. Okay. You have to understand, let's say you select two products. That is good enough. Okay. You select, maybe being a youngster, you select a sunglass and a cap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what you have to ensure that over a period of time, you are becoming the master of those two products. Okay. So
Right.
it's not about where you start, it's all about how consistently you pursue that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because today, when you start, definitely not tomorrow, you are going to have 1,000
No,
sales.
no,
Okay.
no.
But if you be consistent on that, then definitely the day is near when you have 1,000 sales a day. Right.
Correct.
So you have to select and again, one very important aspect is never select a product on basis of what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You should always select a product on basis of what people think.
Correct.
Okay? Because you are not going to consume your own product. Your
Mm-hmm.
product is going to be consumed or used by a different client or a customer. So that research of what kind of product is there in the market, which is, which has a good demand,
Mm-hmm.
right, should go ahead. And never think of, I think, because a lot of youngsters are hearing me now, I think it is very important to understand that when if you are taking a call of doing a business at the sphere of 2025, it's a
Mm-hmm.
good decision. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people
Yes.
might do a lot of things, but don't worry about it, but be sure of what you are doing. Right,
Right.
you have to be very consistent. See, it's the whole idea of e-commerce, digital marketing, all these industries running together is because few people at the beginning did things very consistently,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
If people wouldn't have been consistent, you wouldn't have got these industries to be so booming, right?
Correct.
So it's very important if you're taking a decision of what kind of product you have to select. Does that product have a need in the market? You have to understand that.
Correct.
If not, change the product. Look for a product which has a need,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then think of how to bring that awareness about that product. And
Correct.
when India, when you are doing, if your location is India, I think India itself, you are sitting on a gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, my opinion,
Same.
India is like a gold mine, right? Because
Yes.
India has a huge population, which definitely there is a demand for a lot of things.
That's
So
what that was my word. If there is a demand,
yeah,
supply it.
yes, exactly. Just find out which product has the demand and start supplying it to that audience. That
Correct.
is, and yes, of course, you need marketing. Of course, you need consistency. You need
Correct.
pricing, and everything is there. But don't increase your product list too much. I think I want to be very focused on that.
Absolutely.
Have a limited product list, but have strong products which have a demand in the market. Because things which have a demand in the market, you are never going out of business.
Absolutely correct. Saying that the competition level is there, right? So everywhere the competition, like in lockdown stages, there was a competition of the mask and all. There are
Correct.
so many companies got emerged onto that particular stage.
Mhm.
You have that you know uh, that medicines as well. Those
Yeah.
medicines were supplied so much. Those were no common medicines. People were not
Yeah.
buying those medicines. The demand was there, right? And the
Correct.
supply was simultaneously there. So the competition also you have to understand. And second thing is, if that particular, so India is like been catered as one of the hardest competition over here. There are a lot of problems in India as well, right? You don't get oxygen in Delhi. Why? Because the Delhi's pollution is not good. So you
Yeah.
create an oxygen cylinder kind of that, handy oxygen cylinder like that. Correct.
Mm.
In Mumbai, you get some kind of problem. So everywhere the problem is there. If the problem is there, try to supply those problems. Right? Try to cover up those problems with your product in hand. There was a person, I was reading an article. The person was having a filter, a water filter, and it's worth 30 rupees. I was shocked. I was going through that particular product and never got it on Amazon. I was searching for that particular product. I never got it on Amazon. Then I visited the website of his and I got that particular product in hand. So the problem was that I've seen with that particular person is he said that my target audience is not a tier 1 or tier 2 city. My target audience is the village people who cannot afford the filters of what 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 like that. So my product is worth for those people. So he has understood that audience. He has created that product worth 30 rupees, right? And it's a product, it's a plastic product. Okay, so there's nothing big investment is there. And it has been supplied to the rural areas actually. So those are the things that that you should think of while starting your own setup, while thinking of your products. Okay. So
absolutely,
that is there. So yeah, Sayan, thank you very much for your valuable time onto this session of University of Digital Marketing.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's really, I was excited to do this because I think a lot of youngsters are hearing us, and
yes,
I think it's very important for them to get the right guidance, because I was also there once. So I think this kind of support or things are very important. So wishing them all the best. And yes, of course, you can try your luck with 9pin. We always like to hire young talent, because fresh ideas and young talent is very, very important for any organization.
Right.
Okay, and like I said, I think one last aspect I would like to add before we call it out is that if you are if you are very sure of you want to start up something, I think the main thing you should focus at the first is the research of it. Because I think anything, even if you're thinking of starting a marketing agency, if you start doing the research, I think 40 to 50% of your war is over there. Okay, because you will get to know that, am I doing this business out of my own passion, or is there data to support it as well? Because no matter how passionate you are, if the data doesn't support, then most of the time things may not happen in the right direction. But like I said, it's very important to give it a try, because unless you try, you always fail. So it's better to give a try, but of course, do a research, give good amount of time, and give consistency. I think that helps.
The patience level needs to be a big while starting an e-commerce or any business in this 2020 stage, because every company is now switching onto online presence. So there is the traditional way of marketing is getting dead now. The hoardings that we see on the market are just a reminder media. So you cannot have a conversion. Newspaper, as we see, is just active for 15 minutes, and that is also dead. In the evening, you again open the newspaper, but that's again not a big thing. Facebook is upright. YouTube is there. Reels, people watches Reels every day for 40 minutes, as we have seen in the research. So you can target all these audiences where people are watching most of the places, right? So these are things.
Completely agree with you on that.
Correct. Thank you, Sayan, for your valuable time again.
Thank you.
I thank you for the University of Digital Marketing, and we'll catch you later.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. For more updates, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.